Have you ever stared at your math textbook and looked at all the formulas and equations and thought, what on earth is going on? Or you're sitting in class and your teacher is explaining a problem, but you have no idea why they're doing certain steps, and it just feels like some magic trick that everyone gets except you. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, because this is how math is taught to almost all of us. But while working my way towards studying math at Cambridge, I figured out a completely different way to look at it that actually makes the ideas stick and helps me understand any topic easily. In this video, I'll show you the exact process I use to do this. But first, let's talk about why we get so stuck and confused in the first place, because knowing that is the first step to fixing it. Let's first take a look at how most of us approach learning math. It usually goes a bit like this. A teacher introduces a new topic, then they write the formula on the board and they show a few examples. Then you practice some problems yourself, and the steps kind of start to feel a bit familiar, but then the test comes and you realize you cannot answer the questions. So what's going wrong here? Well, the way I kind of like to look at this is to see every formula or every method that you learn as a shortcut. It's basically a quicker way to get an answer without having to build the logic from scratch every time. And this shortcut is really useful, but only if you already understand what exactly it's cutting through. But the problem is we often skip the core idea and jump straight into memorizing all the steps. And what happens is that for the straightforward problems, everything seems fine. You apply the steps, you plug in the numbers, and you get the right answer. But the moment a question looks just slightly different, it goes wrong because you never really understood what you were doing in the first place. So let me give you a quick example. Imagine you're learning the formula for the area of a triangle, and you plug in the numbers for the base and the height, and everything seems fine. But then the exam comes, and they ask you a question where the triangle is just a little bit tilted, or it's inside some rectangle or something, or you get a different situation. And then your brain suddenly panics because it looks nothing like what you previously practiced. And so if memorization is not the answer, the question becomes, what should we do instead? Well, I like to ask myself 3 simple questions to actually understand the topic. I call it the 3W framework: what, when, and why. Let's go through each one of them. So step 1 is, what does this actually do? Now, it sounds almost too obvious, but it's important to have it really clear in your head, because it is really easy to get overwhelmed by all the math symbols and equations. And the way you can figure out what is actually happening is to translate a new formula or concept out of math language and into plain English. Because if you cannot explain what something does in plain words, you probably don't understand it yet. Okay, now that we know what it does, the next question becomes, why is this actually true? Now, this is probably the most important step, but it's also the one that almost nobody takes. And here we go from treating the formula like some magic spell to looking for the underlying logic behind the rule. And what you're basically aiming for is to have an aha moment, a reason that makes you think, okay, of course, that makes total sense. So let's go back to the area formula from before. Most people just memorize the formula. But if you think about why exactly it's true, you see that a triangle is literally half a rectangle. Thus, the area is half times base times height. And this is useful because you will not only never forget the formula again, but you're also not going to panic when the triangle is a little bit tilted, because a tilted triangle is still half of a tilted rectangle. Okay, so question 3 is, when can I use this? Now, this is one more trap that people fall into quite easily, because most of us don't fail a test because we forgot a formula. We usually fail the test because we don't know when to use the formula, or we use the formula in the wrong situation. So basically what happens is that you walk into an exam knowing all the formulas, and then you see a problem and something about it triggers a familiar pattern in your head. And you reach for the tool that kind of looks right, but then it turns out it isn't. And the way you can beat it is that for every formula, check the conditions in which it works. So A quick example is the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And this formula only works under two conditions. The first one is that the triangle is right angled, so there's 90 degrees, and the second is that c is the hypotenuse, or in other words, the longest side. And once you know this, you won't be plugging in random numbers into the formula or using it on a triangle that kind of looks like a right angle but not quite. And a nice trick you can use is that whenever you're learning a new formula or method, highlight the if and where statements next to it in the textbook, because those are exactly your conditions. For me, these three questions turned math from some magic trick to something I actually understood. If this made sense to you, make sure to check out this video over here, where I talk about why you're slow at math and how to fix it. Thanks for watching, bye bye!